Miller, and I'm here in beautiful Arkansas on the edge of the Ozark Forest. And I'm making clips about how to shoot and how to do various things with guns and ammo. And I'm always going to start out with the 4 laws of gun safety. First law is always assume your gun is loaded. Always. Don't ever take it for granted that it's empty. When you have your gun in your hand, you got to assume it's loaded until you verify that it's not loaded. Second, you always make sure of your background. For example, my background here would be that mountain. And I know there's nothing back there except trees and a mountain. So my background is fairly safe. In your house, for example, you got to make sure when you ever get confronted in there, you got to make sure of your background. For example, you may have a room in the background, there's maybe somebody there, and you got to make sure that's not the case. So you always have to be sure of your background when you fire, because you could really hurt somebody badly if you ever got in a firing sequence and shot your pistol or rifle and the background wasn't checked. Third, always keep your finger off the trigger until you take aim on the target. So this is very important because I had a story told to me one time. FBI, when they started pulling their guns out of their holsters early on, they would sometimes shoot it. And what they found out is that they actually were putting their finger on the trigger as they pulled the gun out, and they would shoot down. Of course, that didn't happen very many times until they figured out what was happening. But always keep your finger off the trigger until you get ready and aim and on target, and then put your finger on the trigger and squeeze and follow through. Fourth law is to make sure that you know if you point your gun at something that you're going to destroy it. Anytime you point your gun at something, you're going to assume that you're going to destroy it. So don't point your gun at anything unless you are planning to destroy that item or that person or that target. In this case, it will be a target. So when I point my gun at this target, I plan on destroying that target and hitting it with a bullet. So be very, very careful. Don't get complacent with your firearms. No matter how many times you shoot it, it's a very dangerous thing to have in your hand, and you have to treat it with the greatest respect. Okay, so have a good time out there shooting, and I'll talk to you later.